see. Yesterday I had a bit of like a delay and didn't work for the first time. So I might have to restart it if it doesn't work.
Okay. Should be fine, I think.
Yeah, it's posted now. Yeah, it works. Let's see if the viewers can hear us.
The top level drivers are getting opportunities to race. Yeah, competitive go-karting, F4, Formula 4, whatever it is. Emphasizing why.
Yeah, we're live, so
Okay.
let's see if 3 people in right at the moment. Just do your introduction, it's fine.
And welcome everyone to LSR in the round 4 for the Austrian Grand Prix. We are here today, of course, at the Red Bull Ring. Today I'm alongside Robin, so it's my first time commentating here for the league, and I'm pretty happy to join LSR as a commentator for the Tier 1, and so please say hello as well, Robin.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to do commentating with you, and it's not my first time here actually. I've already done a few races in Group C, but I will just help you out this race. And like you said, we are at Austria right now for round 4 of the championship. Right now, our championship leader isn't actually in the lobby. He will not race today, so Bottom has a chance, our championship contender, to take championship lead. Do you think he will get a good result and take championship lead indeed?
Yeah, I think it's pretty likely to happen. I'm quickly gonna check the standings again to see how much big is the gap to
14 points to Cloud, so I think he will need to score like a P3. Is that correct? No, P2. He needs to score a P2 to take championship lead. But as we know, Bottom is of course a rapid driver, so I'll just switch on to Tsabi, who will be the first one on lap. He's actually on the medium compounded tires, so I'm not sure if he did it on purpose or I think he did. He's just going to start a lap, so we'll stay on board with him. Right now, rounding the final corner, of course, Austria, one of the shortest tracks on the calendar, only 1:03 in lap time, and the track's only about 5 kilometers long, I think. 36 laps in the race here, so plenty of overtaking opportunity as well, down into turn 3 here, turn 1 and turn 4, 3D aero zones as well, as Tsabi breaks for turn 3 here, gets a bit of a slide, but that's actually gaining you time around there, which is pretty weird, but that's how the game works. He tries to steal a little bit of the slipstream from the Mercedes up front, and heading down into turn 4, braking at the 100 meter boards, going a bit wide. Of course, he's on a medium compounded tire, so he's gonna have a little less grip than the other guys on the softs. He will probably do another soft run, as this will only be his banker run, finding some time in the second sector there. 44.8 will not be representative middle sector, as he's on the mediums, of course. So we'll just stick with him through the final 2 corners. Going nicely through there, and then the final corner keeping it within track limits. A little bit of a moment there as he had to stop steering in as he goes to P1 with a 104.3. Decent banker by him on mediums, of course, so we'll just have to wait and see what other drivers do.
Well, now Damiano has gone second fastest, but he wasn't on a flying lap actually, just a warm-up lap, so let's go on board now with him with the lower fuel in the car. Of course, you can do that here in this block because it's a very short track. Following now him into turn 3, turn 2 if I'm not wrong, down into third gear he goes, not taking any of the outside curve, gets a nice exit out of the corner, now comes into a last DRS zone, off the track, and he's gonna brake almost at the 50-meter board, goes down into third gear, takes a lot of the outside curve, now goes all the way to the outside, And he's gonna go up to 7th gear, quickly down to 5th gear, take next corner, and in sector 2, and it's gonna be a 44.7. Of course, improving 3 seconds his previous lap time, which was a warm-up lap. And coming now into the final couple of corners, stays in 7th gear, down into 6th gear now, takes the final corner on 5th gear, all by the outside of the truck. I think he didn't get the best exit. Oh, he's run out of fuel.
He's out of fuel indeed. That is not ideal, so we'll just switch on board with his teammate, who is rounding the final 2 corners as well, going a bit wider in the penultimate corner, keeping it within track limits though. Very good last corner. Will he put it on provisional pole? No, he will not, only 104.2. Right now Tails is up front with 9/10, which is an absolute age, as Arnhem goes up into 2nd with a 103.6, but still 3/10 behind Tails, as Ikko crosses the line, only P10 for him. I think he invalidated, so no idea. As Fabian Naubot is the last one on the lap right now, 44.6 middle split, as it puts him up into P3, but also 6/10 behind Tails. He seems to be flying this qualifying session.
I'm gonna follow now Beatham, who the man in 2nd in the standings, into his first flying lap. Takes off the outside curve to take turn 1, down into 4th gear quickly, getting a nice exit out of that corner as well. Coming into the end of sector 1, and it's gonna be a 15.9 for the Williams driver. Stays in 3rd gear for turn 2. Now coming into the exit of the corner once again, into the last DRS zone, and coming into turn 4, if I'm not wrong. I'm not too sure about the number of corners, but I'm gonna call it turn 4. Down into 4th gear, not taking almost any of the outside curve there, and now it's gonna go up into 7th gear, like we saw in the previous lap of, I think it was Damiano. Now down, stays in 6th gear, it's a 44.9 in sector 2. Now we gotta follow him to this final couple of corners. He's gonna brake a bit earlier than the 50-meter board, down into 6th gear. He's gonna go down into 5th gear, takes a lot of the outside curve, and into a line he goes, and it's gonna be a 4.1. That's very far behind from provisional pole lap from Thales, which is a 3.3. It's 8 tenths lower than Thales, and at the moment in a very short track, I gotta say Thales doing a mega job by opening 3/10. The man in 2nd place at the moment, Artem. We still have 5 people who have not set a lap. We have Jimmy on a lap, but he hasn't validated. Bats is about to start the flying lap, and meanwhile, most people at the moment on the pit lane. Fraser is on an out lap.
As Bats is indeed starting a lap, that was just the out lap from him. So going down into turn 1 here, as like you said, Tails very far up front, which is quite surprising considering the grid is quite competitive. And actually around such a short track, 3/10 is an age. So Bats doing a 16.0 in the first sector. Of course, we don't know what setup these guys are running, so he might just be running a bit higher wings, which compromises his first sector, but will gain him a lot of time in the 2nd and 3rd sector. So heading down into turn 4 here, braking just after the 100-meter boards, hooking it up nicely down into 3rd gear, getting a decent exit, no slides, no snaps. Going into the last corner in sector 2 here, a very tricky corner. You don't want to touch the inside curb because it unsettles your car. Through the 2nd sector, 44.9. He's about 2/10 out on bottom, who put his car up into P4. So Bats will be looking to win a bit of time back in the 3rd sector. Goes a bit wide there, which is not ideal, as he hooks up the final corner nicely, stays within track limit. Someone has crashed over the line. That's one of the Aston Martins, as Bats goes up into P7 with a 104.2. Very nicely done by him indeed, as Fraser goes into the pits here, and Jimmy's on a lap, 16.1 first sector. He is going down into turn 4 here. He hasn't set a lap yet, one of the 4 drivers that haven't set a lap yet. Silent, Fraser and Ikko didn't have one as well. I know Ikko invalidated his first lap, as Jimmy is rounding the final corner in sector 2. Let's see what his middle split will look like. It will be a 45.0, so a 10 down on Bats right now. We would currently put him in P8 as he gets a bit of a slide through there, which is not ideal. And he might be pulling into the pits. He will actually, so that's no lap for Jimmy here, as Damiano is the next one on a lap.
Well, Damiano definitely needed to go for another lap after running out of fuel just in the final corner. We gotta see what his real pace is. At the moment, improving 26 thousandths of a second in sector 1. We gotta say that, of course, you can't really improve much in that sector because it's basically 2 straights. Now coming into turn 4, goes down into 4th gear, taking a bit of the inside curve, a bit of the outside curve as well. Pretty nice take of that corner from him. Stays on 6th gear, now quickly up into 7th gear, but quickly down into 5th gear again. And Neve has joined now, so that means we have 15 drivers on this race today. Improving 1/10, more than 1/10 in sector 2 goes Damiano. Now he's gonna come again into the final couple of corners, quickly up into 8th gear, but once again goes down on gears right at the last moment after just having gone up. So kind of interesting driving style from him. Improves 1.4 seconds, that puts him up into 3rd place. Still very far behind from Thales, of course, in the standards of this track. As we know, it's a very short one, as you said, and 3/10 is a massive gap. But at the moment, almost matching Artem's time, and well, he's gonna have a very good grid position if he can keep that 3rd place. Meanwhile, most drivers on an out lap, not many people on a flying lap at the moment. JR Raul Ruiz is also on an out lap, or I think he might have aborted a flying lap, or he might be on an in lap as well. Bisam is also on an in lap at the moment, all of them struggling with fuel right now. We actually have Kurov, the AlphaTauri on lap, coming now into the end of sector 1, and it's gonna do, let's see, it's gonna be a 16.1, improving again 26 thousandths of a second. Going to the outside curve there, getting a kind of nice exit there out of that corner. And into turn 4 he goes. And he's gonna brake, maybe not that late. Down into 3rd gear, quickly going up from gears into the next corner. And currently has a 4.8, very far from the lead. We gotta see how much can he improve. I was improving 2/10 in sector 2, though it's still gonna be pretty far behind from everyone else that has set a lap at the moment.
As currently I'm just watching Tails here. He is now improving and validated, but he will go for another lap, so we'll just stick on board with him as Artem is actually riding the final corner as well. So we will watch the 2 drivers that are leading the pack right now. Of course, Artem needs to make up 3/10 to just equal Tails' lap time, as Artem is a bit laggy there through turn 1. Not sure if that was me or just Artem being a bit laggy as he comes through the first split. He is 22,000 up, purple sector 1, so that's a good start for Artem as he gets a huge moment. That's his lap done, definitely. So just go on board with Tails here. He is 39,000 down on his time, but he still had a very good first sector. So let's see if he's able to improve a bit in sector 2 here, as he gets a nice line through turn 3 and now up into turn 4 here. He brakes very late and gets a very good apex as well, and a good exit as well. So Tails is absolutely flying on this lap right now. Just after the 50 meter boards, a little bit tap on the brakes, then right up into the throttle again. He is 57 thousandths up on his lap time through sector 2. Will he find a bit more time in sector 3? Will he go into the 0.2s, maybe even 0.1s? If he has an absolute banger of a 3rd sector. Let's see what he does. He gets a nice line through there. Let's see if he hooks up the final corner. He goes a bit wide, but it's still enough. Let's see if he improves over the line. He goes into the 103.1s. A very good lap time by him indeed. 5/10 clear of Artem right now.
Massive lap there by Thales. Could even improve more what he did previously. Now, as you said, it's a 5/10. Oh, and that's Artem spinning out of turn 1. And that's gonna be the end of that run as well. And how many minutes remaining? Well, it's Austria, it's a short track, 5 minutes remaining. He definitely will have time for one more lap, but that's 2 laps messed up straight from Artem, and I think he's blocking. He blocked there the Aston Martin of Kasabi. I'm not sure if he was on a lap. I think he luckily might not be on a lap. And
as Fraser goes up into P2 here. Sorry to interrupt you, but Fraser doing a very good lap indeed. I was just watching that on board. Nipping Artem by a 100th of a second.
Yeah, that's a very good lap there by the McLaren driver, but still very far behind from Thales. Still 5/10 the gap, and we'll see if someone is actually able to close up that, because at the moment looking really hard. We just have Jimmy, who has not set a lap yet. Everyone else has already done so, and let's see who is on a flying lap now. Damiano, I think, is about to finish a flying lap. He's coming into the final corner, but he actually dives it in the pit lane, and he's cut massively the pit lane entry there. Not sure if that's allowed or not, but
I'm not sure as well. I'm not sure as well actually. Shredding asked if you can turn your mic volume up a bit because you're pretty equal with the game sound on stream. So that's the question for Shredding. Can you turn up your mic volume a bit?
Want me to turn the mic down?
No, up a bit louder.
Alright, let me check.
As I'll just see if anyone is on the lap right now. Right now, Bottom heading through the final sector down in P10. If he seems to improve 3/10s, he will go up into P2. Let's see what lap Bottom manages to put together. He goes up into P5. The gap between P2 and P5 is within a tenth. So those guys are very close to each other, very competitive indeed. And then there's Tails at the top, 5 tenths clear. Tails absolutely killing and nailing the qualifying session here. As I will see if anyone else on the lap right now. As Fabi Naubot is on an out lap. He has not set a very good lap time yet so far, P8 for him. He will be looking to get into the top 5 as well, as if he manages to improve 3/10s, it could be either P2 or P6. So he will have to manage a very good lap indeed, as just seeing if Silent is on the lap. Silent is not on the lap, he has validated. So just waiting for everyone to come out here. Have you fixed your volume a bit?
Is it good now?
Let me check on stream. If you just talk a bit, I'll just check it on stream.
Alright, so B-Thumb is coming now into the pit lane. Most people on an out lap or in the pit lane. No one really on a fly lap except Silent, I think might be. No, he's actually invalidated, so he is on an in lap. He definitely ran out of fuel there. We have Talus now on an out lap. He is looking to smash even more that pole position lap he has. Provisional pole, of course, we don't know what can happen, but I really see it very, very difficult that someone will manage to defeat that.
As, yeah, like I said, Tails very good lap indeed, as I'm just watching on board with people here doing 2 out laps, just burning a lot of fuel right now. Both Aston Martins doing that, as Shredding said it's better now, so that's fixed as well. As Silent is retired. I'm not sure if that's in the pit lane or where he has retired, but he's retired in the pit lane actually. So that's Silent done. He will have start last or penultimate last, depending on Jimmy, who's on the out lap as well. So just spectate Bets here, who's on the lap. I think he's the first one on the lap. Is that true? That's not true. We have Artem here on the lap as well. He's 3,000s up on his time, I mean 300s I mean. So he will be looking to jump to P2 again and close to get to Tails a bit. As he comes down into turn 4 here, staying in 4th gear, going down to 3rd very late actually, which is not ideal I think, as he rounds the next corner pretty nicely, touches the inside curve a bit, but doesn't matter, gives you a bit of rotation as he's 10th up, so currently it will put him up into P2. Let's see if he can find some more time in the 3rd sector here, and there's a bit of traffic. I hope he doesn't get blocked, because otherwise it will be a shame. Hooking up the penultimate corner really nice. Let's see if he hooks up as he invalidates in the penultimate corner. It's not ideal for Artem. That's his qualifying session over, as Damiano has a purple sector 2. I'm not sure if that's the game fucking with us or that's really a purple sector 2. Just gonna have to wait and see. Let's see if Damiano can put it on pole or he can put it on the front row. Going through the last corner now. Let's see if he can hook it up nicely. No invalidations for him. Let's see if he can stick it on the front row. He does stick it on the front row. A 0.605 from Damiano here. But Fraser has invalidated as well, so that's Fraser gone as well. Fraser and Artem not managing to put it on a lap together, as Bottom is on the lap now as well. We'll spec it on board with Bottom here. Going through turn 1, as Tails improves again to a low 0.1. A very good lap time by Tails indeed, extends his lead again. Nearly 5 tenths now, 4.9 tenths the gap between P1 and P2. Bottom improving 5,000 through sector 1. Going through turn 3 here. Let's see if he's able to make a big improvement. Let's see if he's able to put it on the front row actually. He will need less than a 10th improvement to put it on the front row. Will he be able to do that? He's going through turn 4 now, braking just after the 100 meter board. Going down to the 3rd gear, having a bit of a slide, but he takes good minimum speed through the corner there. Going to the ending of sector 2 here, as Tsabi goes up into P5 there. Very good lap time by him indeed, as Bottom is not improving to the 2nd sector. Will he be able to find a bit of time in the 3rd sector? He will need less than a 10th to go up into P2, as Ickle goes up into P7 there. Not ideal from him, as Fabi Naubot has retired as well. Let's see if Bottom, but he validates in the final corner, so that's Bottom as well, and that's qualifying over I think, or Jimmy has spun as well. So this is our final qualifying grid here. Tails on pole with 5 tenths. Damiano on P2 with on 5 tenths behind of Tails. Then Fraser in P3, Artem P4, Sabi in P5, Bottom in P6, and the gap between P2 and P6 is only 80 hundredths of a second.
Yeah, really close there between P2 and P6, all of them in the 3.6. They're separated by some thousandths of a second. But gotta say that everyone else behind is also not far from that. We see from P2 to P12 we have 4 tenths separating them. In Austria, we should have a big DRS train with most people on the grid. We'll see if Thales is able to pull away. Though he's been half a second quicker than man in second place, so we'll see if he actually can have the pace to build that DRS gap in the first couple of laps. I still think it will be really difficult to do so, but he will have the pace advantage from everyone else. And I gotta ask if the mic is good now.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's fixed.
Okay.
So as you can see, the gap between P1 and P2 4.8 tenths, which is a lot. Let me actually check where he lost the time. So 28.4 middle sector. He has lost 2 tenths in the middle sector, and he has lost a tenth in the first and last sector. So Tails just gains everywhere, which is pretty surprising, as you would think drivers are running different setups. So Damiano must gain in the first sector, but he actually doesn't. So Tails looking very strong. I think he might go alternative strategy, just pull away out of the DRS on the first lap there, as we have Fraser in P3, just a bit behind Damiano, and then Artem in P4 actually, Sabi in P5, Bollem in P6, Ikko in P7, and Raoul in P8. So who do you think is going to win the race?
I'm definitely going Thales. I think he's demonstrated to have the pace advantage, and I think if he keeps it nice and clean, we'll be able to make it a win today.
Full wet. It's full wet in the race. That's definitely gonna, that's definitely gonna cause some chaos. But that might actually help the rest of the grid compared to Tails, as most of the time in the wet the gaps are a bit closer or bigger, depends how you look at it. But I'm sure Artem doesn't mind, as Artem is very good in the rain, as we know. So Artem looking to make a comeback here. I'm not sure if the drivers went to wet setups, because if they did, then the drivers on low wings might struggle a bit here. So we're gonna have to wait and see. It's definitely full wet. I don't think it's inters. It's raining very, very hard, as I can see. So do you want to change your prediction, or are you sticking with Thales?
I'm sticking with Thales, and I've just checked the race director, and everyone is on full wet tires, as you said. It's definitely not inters. It's raining very hard here. And well, I guess we don't have a formation lap, do we?
No, I don't think so. So the drivers will have to adapt very quickly from the dry qualifying to the full wet race, as I don't think a lot of drivers do wet practice. So it's going to be a lot of chaos, and like we expect in the wet, a lot of drivers are going to crash indeed. But I hope to see some good clean racing actually, as most of the time the wet provides that, as there's no DRS of course, so it really depends on straight line speed and slipstream and just corner exit speed. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the race.
Yeah, I'll definitely see a lot of dives, as you say, is the only way to overtake. And now we are getting started. 3 lights, 2 lights, yeah, 1 light, and it's lights out and away we go. I think Damiano's got a better start than Thales. They're coming into turn 1, they go. Thales gets a good run though. Damiano can try and send it down the inside in here, but Thales tries to break the latest. He has to go off-road there. Damiano also makes the same mistake. Both drivers off the road there, trying to get the lead of the race. Now Artem is making places very quickly. Beaton has got a 5-second penalty for a collision with Bats. Thales quickly, Thales goes off the road there. Thales has gone off the road there, but he's rejoining the track. He still managed to rejoin in first place of the race. But now here comes Artem down the inside. Is he gonna try and send it down there into turn 4? Coming into turn 4 they go, and that's the McLaren out braking.
Artem gets hit.
Yeah, he hits the back of Artem, but at the end, nothing seems to go really that bad. Thales has a slider, and that lets Artem into the lead of the race. Thales made 3 mistakes there in the start of this Grand Prix. Damiano up into third, I think recovering places up there. Artem's made up 3 places in the start of the race. We'll see if Thales is able to follow, as you said. Well, I haven't seen many races from Artem, but as you said, and demonstrating now, he's very good in the rain. We'll see how he can carry this on through the rest of the race, but now he's gone a bit wider. Thales is quickly catching and closing up the gap. Both go wider in the final corner. Here comes Fraser at the back of Damiano, but here comes Bot as well. Here comes Bot down the inside. Is he gonna try and send it there? It's gonna be very risky if he does. He doesn't. He has to back off. Has a little slide, a lot of mistakes in from driver senior. No one feels very comfortable on these conditions, as it's pretty obvious to know, but everyone is still trying to make up places in this first couple of laps of the race. There goes Fraser around the outside, makes contact with the Alpha of Damiano. And Damiano will hold up into that third place of the race, but here comes Bot down the inside. He's gonna try to make up the place on the McLaren driver. Is he gonna try and send it down the inside here? Yes, he's thinking about it, but the McLaren also thinks about it. Down the inside goes Fraser on Damiano and takes third of the race. Fraser has recovered his starting position. Sabi has already a penalty, same as Beetham, who I think has been the one that has lost the most places. It's actually been Roll Reese, who's lost 7 places. I think he's definitely had to stop. As he's more than 20 seconds behind, then the rest same as Bat.
As we have a bit of fighting going here, 5 now both trying to overtake Fraser down the inside of the penultimate corner, which is a weird place to overtake. They're still side by side. Fraser is off track a bit, tries to go around the outside of the last corner. They can make a bit of contact, but Fraser is still side by side as Artem sets the fastest lap. Tails and Artem created a bit of a gap towards Damiano, 1.1 seconds right now. As 5 now both and Fraser still going side by side. Fraser gets pushed off a bit. 5 now both has a moment as Sabi goes through here, through the middle of the 2 drivers. Let's see if Fraser is going to send it down the inside. 5 Milabot looks to have a bit more straight line speed as he sends it down the inside of Fraser. Let's see if Fraser go around the outside again as 5 Milabot has a moment, and Fraser has a moment as well. Drivers struggling a lot on the red track as Fraser gets hit from behind and he takes himself and Silent out into the wall, both the wing damage. That's not ideal for them as Tails and Artem fighting as well here, I think. As there's a virtual safety car. Yeah, virtual safety car. As Silent and Fraser came together after Fraser was fighting really hard with Fabi Nauber and Sabi here. As Sabi actually has a penalty. Let me check what's that for. What that is for, 1 second. That is for cutting a corner, so he already has a time penalty for track limits. Everyone is struggling on the track here. Everyone is sliding around like crazy, which is not ideal, of course. So let's see who has the best car control and who will keep it on track the longest, as it's pretty much a battle who stays out of the wall and not who drives the fastest.
Oh, about the penalty. Oh, now it's drive-through penalty for spitting under the BSC for QRT Joes. Damiano's got a really good restart of that BSC and is trying to go for the move on Thales. Thales had a very bad moment I saw in this same corner the lap before. Now Artem seems to have a little struggle there. Thales gets a good exit and now 4 tenths behind Artem. Then Damiano, this 3-way battle for the lead. Could be a 4-way battle for the lead as well with Sabi there. Also gonna say, if Sabi got pushed off the road, maybe he could have got that penalty removed in case the penalty for corner cutting was for that. If not, of course, he won't be able to. Now, having a bit more calm there in the lead of the race, we'll see when this battle will actually resume. Fraser in the pit lane, Silent in the pit lane as well due to that bad accident they had in the previous lap, and already 4 people with penalties on this race.
As I think, yeah, 2 of them are drive-through penalties for Jimmy and Hughes, and the bottom has a 5-second time penalty for gaining a position off track, and Sabi has a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. So that's not ideal indeed, but I fucked it up a bit. But Tails losing quite a bit of ground here. Already a second gap between him and Artem, and Damiano's on Tails' back. So if Damiano and Tails start battling, Artem might just run away with it. As we know, Artem is a very skilled wet driver. As Jimmy serves his drive penalty here. As Jimmy is crashed into the pit wall. He has front wing damage as well, so he's gonna pit. He has to gonna pit again. That's not ideal for Jimmy. Just braking a bit too late there at the pit stop entry. So that's not ideal for him, as Damiano goes around the outside of turn 3 here, trying to overtake Tellez, as he just stays behind Tellez. Tellez having a bit of a slide there through turn 3, struggling on the exit. Both drivers are struggling on the exit, as Artem has created a bit of a gap, 1.5 seconds now. Let's see if Damiano is going to send it around the outside of turn 4 here, looking to make a move. Will he make the move stick? They make a bit of contact, a little bit of wheel banging, but it's fine, as Damiano just stays behind, having a bit of a slide there, as he looks down the inside of turn 6 here actually, as they make a bit of contact again. Tails losing his rear end. This battling gives Artem a lot of space between Tails and Artem himself, as already 2.5 second gap. Artem absolutely running away with this, because Damiano and Tails come together, as Sabi is now looking to overtake Damiano around the outside of the penultimate corner. Will he make it stick? I don't think he will. He just slots back in behind Damiano, as Damiano has a bit of a slide to the last corner. Tails already 2.5 seconds back of Artem. The battling is not helping Tails, and it's definitely helping Artem, making his race a bit easier, as Artem on 75% ERS and Tails on 70, as Tails gets a 3-second time penalty already for multiple warnings at lap 6. That is very early on. These guys still need to drive around 26 laps, actually 30 laps, as Artem here looking very good. He doesn't have a time penalty, as Silence is the fastest lap, which as some people have crashed behind. I'm not sure what that's about, but it's Ickle, I think, Prof and Bottom who are coming together here, as Bottom has a 3-second time penalty as well, I think. People starting to pick up the time penalties now, as Raul gets a time penalty as well. It's only lap 6, remember, it's very early to get a penalty. It's around a warning every 2 laps, which is not ideal. It's what would cause around 18 seconds of time penalties at the end of the race if they keep it going like this. So as Raul has spun in turn 3 here, not ideal from him, as I think Artem has made a mistake. The gap coming down to a second already, so Artem struggling quite a bit here, as Tails and Artem on the same amount of ERS, as Damiano is milking a bit to stay inside Tails' slipstream here, as Tails looks to have great pace.
Yeah, Tails having really good pace today, as we saw, or maybe Artem made a mistake, we don't know. We weren't very focused on that battle, but the gap that was 2.5 before now has come down to just 1 second, and we'll see if Tails is able to attack them, Artem, for that lead of the race. Damiano has also closed up the gap. Not sure if Artem is struggling now, or if Tails is building a massive pace at the moment. Mebe and Bitham having a battle here for P6 of the race. Following Bitham now down the inside of the Haas driver. Coming into turn 4, he's gonna try and send it down the inside in here. I think he has the chance of doing it, but he taps him. He taps in there. Banging wheels go both drivers. Mebe will be able to hold into his place, but this battle is not over yet. Raul Ruiz has retired from the race. There goes Mebe hitting Bitham by the inside there, but Bitham now has got the place. Both drivers banging wheels all the time, and I think that's proof as well. Prof as well by the outside, banging wheels with maybe a lot of contacts in on this fight. Meanwhile, Talis just 6 tenths behind Artem. He's gonna look now to try and get that move done for the lead of the race. But as we know, it's not easy to make the move on the rain. You have to send it down the inside, as we were talking before. And we will see. Artem has a little moment there, has a little slide. That might be Talis' chance, taking the advantage of that mistake. And he meets a Ferrari there in the middle of the way. And I think, yeah, not sure if Ghostin is on or not, but if it's not, then that was a very big danger. There goes Artem down the inside, has a little slide there, and that's Talis moving up into the lead of the race. He goes on lap 8. Artem now, the one struggling on these wet conditions. We could see his card sideways there. Thankfully, he managed to control it, and now Talis is in the lead. We'll see if he can build that 3-second gap he would need to win this race in theory. Of course, we don't know if there will be safety cars or any other stuff later on this race, but for now he needs to try and break that 3-second gap to try and win this race. Meanwhile, Damiano will see if he can try and attack Artem for that second place of the race. Bitham is now 5 seconds, 5.5 behind Sabi in 4th place of the race. Croft will try his best to close up the gap to the man in 2nd place in the standings. Talis now, with this result, I think would be taking, yeah, he would definitely be taking the lead of the championship, as 4 points is what separates him and Bitham at the moment will not be getting the enough points to get that lead of the championship. Thales now already 1.4 ahead of Artem. He quickly starts building the gap, but now once again Artem closing up a bit. Down to 1 second is the gap now. Mebe is into pit lane, definitely after many contacts.
Fabian Albert was on the Inters, so he was gaining a lot. As you can see, the Inters are definitely quicker, so the drivers are gonna swap soon to the Inter compounds. As Artem is indeed losing a lot of time, as tires might be a bit dead. As right now, it looks like the Inters are quite a bit faster. As Ikko has said a 15-1. Let me actually check what Tails and Artem are doing 16.5, 16.7. Ikko is about 1.5 seconds a lap quicker than Tails and Artem are right now. So the Inters definitely being quite a lot quicker than the wets already. So Fabian Nabel will be looking to make up quite some ground here. As currently Fabian Nabel is in provisional lead because he's on Inters. He's only about let's see 18 seconds behind Tails, but he's on Inters and he's gaining a massive amount of time. So as you can see, Sabi and Bollum into the pits, Prof as well. Damiano and Artem and Tails staying out. I don't think they've realized that the Inters are quicker already. So I think they will pit next lap, as they will see Fabian Nabelt is in their pit window on new Inters. So Fabian Nabelt 14.6, he's 2.5 seconds a lap quicker than the wet compound runners. As
Damiano and Artem fighting now for second place of the race and making a bit of contact there into turn 3. Sorry to interrupt you, but had to point out this battle for second place of the races could be crucial as well. And as you said, might be a mistake by this guy staying out one more lap. You know, you see that Inters will win quickly the time. Now Artem and Damiano losing time, battling against each other. Damiano on the inside, Artem around the outside. Damiano gets the move done in the end. We'll see if Artem can try and fight this one back. At the moment, won't be able to. Damiano is already comfortable, at least in this corner, on second of the race. But yeah, when they pit, Butt is going to be in the lead of the race because the gap is less than 20 seconds. Now there goes Thales coming into pit lane. Damiano will follow, and Artem will follow.
Artem and Damiano hit each other, Artem and Damiano hit each other. Damiano was heading into the pits and Artem just took his normal line and hit the rear of Damiano, so it was not ideal. Artem doesn't have front wing damage, which is very lucky for him indeed. But Artem carrying on another lap here, I'm not sure why. Inters are definitely quicker, as you can see.
Into the final corner, that might be the reason.
Yeah, no, but he hit Damiano his rear in the final corner, as you have to of course take a tight line through the penultimate corner there, as you have to make a safe pit entry. As you can see, Fabian Nabel 2.5 seconds ahead of Tails right now, as Artem is staying out another lap, and he will drop so far behind. He is so lucky he doesn't have any front wing damage, as Fraser gets a 3-second time penalty, not ideal for him. But Artem and Damiano colliding there at the pit entry.
Now Damiano behind Eichel and Xavi, that will definitely complicate him in his battle against Thales, as he showed to be with Artem the only ones that could challenge Thales on pace. Now Thales though has to look for that fight me now bot position. He's 2 seconds behind. We'll see if he can actually close the gap, or we'll see if the pace on Inters is actually a bit different. But still on his first lap might have to warm up those tires a bit more. Xavi is closing up a bit the gap, and now Artem is gonna fall very far behind due to staying out 2 laps after the Inters were the better tire to be on. And you can see Thales already only around 11 seconds behind Artem, quickly switching to intermediate tires. Where is he gonna come out is the question. Xavi now says the fastest lap of the race. Artem is gonna come out behind Damiano, of course, and we'll see if he will lose the place to Betham and Prof as well. Betham now sets the fastest lap of the race, and there he goes. Artem is gonna fall just behind Prof, and we will see now if he is able to get that move done soon or not. But you can see the massive amount of time he's lost in these 2 laps just by staying out, and due to that battle with Damiano as well. As we saw before, no one felt really comfortable on the car since the race started, and actually Thales has lost a place against Xavi. Thales might have made a mistake in here and has lost that place against Xavi. Both Aston Martins leading now, so 1-2 for the Aston Martin team, but at the moment Thales and Xavi closing up the gap to Bot in the lead of the race.
as I think Fabian is struggling. He's losing a lot of time to Tails and Tsabi. He has already lost around a full second in the last lap, so that's not ideal for him. Of course, Tsabi flying absolutely. He overtook Talis and now he's gaining a lot on his teammate, but currently Aston Martin 1-2, that's very good for the Constructors' Championship, as Echo in P6 right now. We can definitely see that the drivers who pitted early had the best undercut so far. Of course, they had to warm the tires and drive in tricky conditions. The track wasn't quite ready yet for inters, but they still went. And now they are, as someone has retired, that's Silent actually, I think he's retired in the pit lane. That's not ideal for him. I think he pitted too wets again, that's why he is retired. That's not ideal at all, as we have 13 drivers remaining here. As currently we have the two McLarens fighting at the back here. And not a very great weekend from the McLarens, as we will switch up the field a bit. We have Damiano in the Mercedes sandwich here, 4 seconds in front of Arden and a tenth behind Ikko here, as Damiano has a purple sector 2. As they are gaining quite a lot on.
There's been a stop in the lead of the
race.
Yeah,
I saw it. Yeah, as Fabian Nabot is letting Tsabi through, and he might defend for his life against Tails here, Talis, to create a bit of a gap for his teammate. As I'm not sure why, but Fabian Nabot is struggling a lot on straight line speed. Let's see if Talis is able to overtake him down to turn 3 here, using his ERS. So is Fabian Nabot. They're both milking, but Talis has the better straight line speed, the superior straight line speed. Down the inside of turn 3, a bit of wheel bagging here, as Tails is front wing damage. Talis is front wing damage. That might be his race over. His left wing end play is gone. I'm not sure if that's because of the contact he and Fabian Nabot made, but that's not ideal at all. I didn't actually notice that before. As you can see here, his left wing end plate is gone. So that's not ideal at all. Do you think Tails has a chance of winning this race now?
We'll have to see. Well, if there's a safety car, he might have a chance. If not, I think he possibly will have to pit. Not sure if he is maybe planning on staying out. If the damage is not that bad, we'll have to see coming into the pit and if he will dive or not. He's actually losing quite a big amount of time against Damiano. Now Damiano is coming strong to get the move done, and yeah, Talis will definitely have to pit. He's taking the pit lane line. And yeah, they were banging wheels in the middle of the straight, so I guess that might be Bot's fault, but I think also Talis took a very risky move on Bot there as well, trying to overtake almost off the track. So I'm not sure how stewards will look at that one after the race. Now quickly changing the wing, and well, we'll see what he can do. He's gonna have fresher tires, but he's gonna lose pretty much a big amount of time. He's gonna come out on P9 of this race. It's actually gonna come out in even a worse position. We'll see if he can try and do damage limitation, but I think only a safety car could save now Talis' race. He's very, very far behind, and he's about to lose the place to the McLaren as well. Down to P12. From winning this race, or having the chance of doing so, to P12. And well, in the lead of the race now, Savi starts to build the gap. Damiano is now attacking Bot for that second position. Is Bot gonna leave him the space around the outside? He won't. He pushes him a bit off the road there. Not something too exaggerated, but yeah, he is not leaving much space to the Alfa Romeo driver there. He's defending like crazy for his teammate, for the 1-2 of the team as well. Aiko doesn't seem to have the pace of the top 3, at least at the moment. It's actually has the older cars in the whole grid, apart from Jimmy in last place of the race. You know, Artem quickly closing up the gap. Artem in the end could still have a chance of winning this one as it's looking now. 1.1 behind his teammate Aiko. I think Aiko might let him through because I think there would be no point in trying to find his teammate with 5 lap fresher tires and with better pace that has been demonstrated already through qualifying and through the race as well. And there goes Bot defending against Damiano for that second place of the race. Damiano looking to get this move done, but Bot is covering every possible gap that could open for the Alpha driver to get this move done. Now goes around the outside and is gonna bang wheels with him, making contact, but this time nothing he can do. And that's Damiano up into second place of the race, and will now try and go chase for that lead of the race against Sabi. That's just 1 lap fresher tires. We'll see what he can do against the Aston Martin driver, let's quickly check the penalties. Actually, Savi has 6 seconds, so that's definitely not going to help at all. Damiano would now be... Actually, Bot would still be in the net lead of this race, but Damiano will probably be soon as Bot doesn't seem really to have the pace to fight against the Alpha driver, and we'll see Damiano possibly closing up the gap into Savi as well.
As I've kept my eye on Artem for a bit, he is absolutely flying, setting purple sectors in the third sector the whole time, still very consistent with his lap times, and he is close to get to Ikko, of course, and Ikko hasn't lost any time to the cars in front. So Artem essentially made up 4 or 5 seconds as he goes past his teammate. Indeed, I don't think a teammate will fight it. No, he will not, as Artem has made up 4 seconds to the top 2 guys in the last couple of laps, and he doesn't have a penalty as well. So Artem might be looking to steal the victory away from Tsabi, Damiano, or Fight Me Now Bot.
Well, I'm also gonna say Talus is making up some places in here. He's already up into P9, though he's very, very far behind, but still trying to do some damage limitation. Now, looking at the penalties, everyone that has a penalty is at 3 seconds. The only one that has 6 seconds is Sabi. Then no one's gonna drive through.
As Fight Me Now Bot spawn. In the first corner in sector 3, he lost the rear and went sideways. And he did a full 260, and now he's rejoining the track in P7. This gives Artem an equal position here. P3 and P4 for the Mercedes cars now. Very good day by them indeed. And we will keep an eye on Artem. He's 2.2 seconds behind Damiano as I think Fight Me Now Bot spawn again. He's going into pits. Will he retire? I hope he doesn't, as he's still in the points. He doesn't have front wing him, so I think he will retire, and he does retire indeed. That's a shame to see, as he was still in the points, but this gives Tails, Betts, Fraser and Hughes an extra position. Same goes for Jimmy, as Tellis sets the fastest lap at 12.9. He's absolutely flying, as we'll stay on board with Artem. 2.4 seconds now, lost a bit of time in the first sector there, but he might have just made a mistake, as Damiano is actually gaining on Sabi. He has gained around 7 tenths the last lap, so Sabi losing a bit of pace here. Of course, Sabi has a 6-second time penalty compared to Damiano with 3-second time penalty, and Artem doesn't have any time penalties at all. So currently Artem is in net lead. If he manages to stay inside Damiano with 3 seconds, he should be fairly safe to get this race victory.
Also, what I gotta say is maybe from what looked like an Aston 1-2 could turn into a Mercedes 1-2 now with Artem and Eichel. Both of them don't have penalties and are quickly closing up to the lead of the race. Now Prof is right at the back of Eichel. We'll see if he's capable of defending. Looking once again into the tire difference, and well, Proof has 3 lap fresher tires than Eichel, and I think they will probably have to make another stop into the end of the race. I don't really see this Inter getting to the line, or how do you see it?
I'm not actually sure what tire wears. Let me actually check how old tires. Tires are around 12 to 8 laps old, and someone has retired in the final corner.
Oh,
that's a safety car. That's Hughes. I'm not sure what happened. Let me actually check on Jimmy's onboard. He has crashed at the right hand side of the track. He has spun out of the final corner and crashed into the car. And this might actually save Tellis' race, as he was setting the fastest lap times all over the place. And now he will have the chance to close back up to the field. Same actually goes for Ikko and Artem. They will be right behind Damiano and Sabi, and they don't have any time penalties at all.
Actually, we're gonna see also if I think a lot of people will pit now because the Inters are already old. Now with this safety car, I think it's a perfect time to try and pit and go to the end of the race. I think from now to the line, and they should definitely make it there. You can see Sabi going to the inside to take the pit lane line. Damiano is doing as well. Actually, Damiano has, I think, did he maybe made a mistake there, but he's staying out.
Damiano, Artem both staying out. So I'm not sure why, because the new Inters will definitely be a lot quicker, as you could see with Tellis, as Tellis is fastest lap.
He's gone for mediums.
Mediums. That's quite a big of a gamble from Tsabi here, but we like to see it. He is going all or nothing. I think the other guys are going new Inters, yes. So quite a bit of a gamble from Tsabi here. If it dries up and he absolutely nails this strategy, this will be an easy victory for him. But if he ruins his own race, he was actually leading the race, then it might be a shame, as mediums, it doesn't seem to dry up, yeah. I'm not sure why he has gone to mediums.
And Thales is staying out as well. I think that's not the right call because now he has a lot of people with pressure tires around him. I think he should just try and pit now at this point. But we'll see. He might just be trying to extend those tires life and maybe pit now for fresh intermediate tires and not for one lap pressure tires. Or maybe not. We'll find out soon if Thales will stop again or not. Meanwhile, people with fresh tires in the whole grid. It's most of them except the top 3 and Thales, so both people decided to stay out, and of course there's Savi, as you said. If he got the right call, that might be an easy win for him if there's no more safety car in the rest of this race. If not, then he's just completely destroyed this race unless there's a safety car again.
Yeah, indeed. I'm not sure why Thales is staying out. He should have boxed, I think. Everyone around the box as well. So he wouldn't have lost the position. He could still have boxed this lap, but I didn't. He might not have new fresh inters. No, he definitely does because everyone has 2 sets. So that's not ideal. I don't know why he has the box. But Ikko, Aram and Damiano are definitely going to struggle a lot with the tires towards the end of the race. I think they didn't expect other people to pit, otherwise they would have pit themselves. I don't understand from Ikko because Ikko's tires are 14 laps old. And I don't understand why he hasn't boxed yet.
Yeah, I really don't understand this strategy, and I really don't think it's gonna work. Or maybe they're waiting for the track to dry up. Still, wouldn't be the best call to do. In any case, the track still seems very wet, still raining not as much as in the start of the race, but you can see the rain still falling. The track is of course wet. I don't think staying out and waiting for the track to dry up is the right call. I also don't think going for mediums or any slick tires is the right call right now. And yeah, especially Thales I think is the one that had the better conditions to pit and didn't do so. I really don't know what's up with the strategy of these 5 guys that or have pitted or have put mediums on. Safety car is definitely gonna go out on this lap. I don't really think it's staying out for one more lap.
It is staying out from her, it is.
Yeah, I guess that's because Jimmy was a bit far behind. Usually it wouldn't stay out for one more lap, but due to Jimmy being just a bit far behind, then we have one more lap extension. And is anyone thinking about pitting now? No, they aren't. They want to stick up to their strategy. None of them has pitted, and even Sabi thinks that those meetups could be the right call.
Fraser boxing.
Fraser is coming in the pit lane though.
He might go to... he has sped in the pit lane.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to new inters. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, that wasn't the right call at all. It was a bad disaster there from Fraser. Picking up a 5-second penalty at the same time that he already had fresh inters.
If the safety car stays out another lap, I'd see Fraser boxing again to serve the 5-second time penalty. Ikko oversetting myself usually. Yeah, indeed. Ikko, his age doesn't help him with his tires. I think he has a bit of memory loss and forgot that his tires are 15 lap old. That's not ideal for him. So he's gonna struggle quite a bit. But also, Sabi, it's not stopped raining yet. So it's raining a bit lighter, but I think it's too early to go to mediums, to be honest. As safety car is in this lap, that is not ideal for Sabi at all. The track is still way too wet for mediums here, so he is definitely gonna struggle quite a bit. He can lose up to around 20 seconds in this first few laps for it to still pay out. So we're gonna have to see how wet the track actually is and how much grip Sabi has. As Yus is retired from the session, but he already retired, so that's not a big issue. As I will just go on board with Damiano. As Damiano and Artem actually swapped, did they? No, they did not. Artem was behind it all. So we're just gonna wait and see when Damiano goes. He's still waiting, as he has gone now. Artem sleeping a bit here, as Ikko actually goes into the pits now. Why is he on to the pits now? Is he gonna go to wet? As Ikko has crashed in the pit lane.
Spawn, but I think a glitch saved him from crashing there.
Oh, that's
now
so lucky.
Damiano in the lead of the race. Sabi is struggling a lot.
Yeah, he's gone off track. It's definitely too wet. Sabi going off track in turn 1. Equal going to softs, Equal ruling his own race as well. It's still too wet.
Yeah. Artem in the lead of the race now. Artem into the lead, but Damiano makes the switch back there and retakes that lead of the race. Thanks to Sabi, they have built a 3-second gap to fresh intermediate runners, but I think they'll catch soon. Bisam and Talis have been a battle here for 5th place of the race. I think Talis should definitely have the better pace, but Bisam has the better tires at this stage. I don't know again why Talis didn't pit now. He's got a bit wide there, and he has 8-lap old intermediate tires. Bats is getting the move done on Talis around the outside. Talis tries to send it down the inside, and I think now it's stopped raining. Now it has stopped raining, and then I think this could maybe have been the right moment to go for slick tires. We'll see if Sabi will start closing up the gap. He isn't closing up the gap. So, but I think, yeah, they went very, very quickly into that pit stop. Aiko is not close enough as well.
Sabi boxing again. Sabi is boxing again. As it's still a bit too wet for the dries here. As you can see, Prof, who has had inferior pace the whole race compared to Artem and Damiano, is gaining a second a lap on fresh tires. So it just shows how much as Damiano and Artem actually battling side by side to turn 3 again. You could see it in the first. You can see that Artem and Damiano went side by side. Artem tried to go down the inside of turn 3. It didn't work out. He still stuck behind. He's looking desperate to make the move. They're losing a lot of time to the cars behind. They've lost another second. The gap coming down to 1.7 seconds. I mean, as Artem will be looking to make another move. Of course, Damiano also has a 3-second time penalty. As Prof and Meba are fighting as well. That's not ideal for them, as they are looking to catch up to Artem and Damiano. So they have to start working together. As you can see, Sabi is boxed again for softs. I'm not sure why. That's a bit weird, but anyway, Jimmy going down the inside of Bats here, overtaking him. So Jimmy making a bit of brown as well. And someone has spun, that is actually Sabi. I'm not sure if he's out or if he's just spun. As I'm watching Artem and Damiano right now, 10 laps remaining. Who do you think will win this?
Wow, it's really difficult at the moment. Bisam here comes for a dive. Could well be Bisam. Bisam is looking in a very good position now to win this race. Because of the tires he is on. He's trying to make the move on Proof, and he also doesn't have a time penalty. I think, as it's now, might be Bisam, but if there is, the track definitely will dry up. We'll see if he actually has the pace to stick into that lead of the race. Now he gets the move done on Prof, but the other thing is, if it dries up now, then Artem is able to pit now, goes for the slick tires, and could well win the race. So I think if it dries up quickly and it goes for slicks, then Artem wins. If it's a bit more time for it to dry up and Bisam gets to Artem, then I think Bisam will win. But I think Artem, in any case, will have a bit more of an advantage to win this race. That's looking now. So I'm going Artem at the moment.
Yeah, I agree with you on Artem, but Beatham is actually looking pretty decent as he's in P4 now. Only 8 tenths behind Artem, as Artem is losing quite a lot of time to Damiano. He seems to be struggling a lot in the wet, and he must hope that it's gonna dry up soon to pit for the soft. As Mebe is looking to make a move past Artem here. Will he send him down the inside? No, he will not. He will just stick behind, as there's no move going on behind. There's a bit of a collision there between Mebe and Artem, but it's all fine. Let's see if Mebe is able to make a move down to turn 4. I don't think he will. He will just stay behind, as he nearly touches the rear of Artem. Someone has spun. That's actually Ickle. He has spun again on the soft, so that shows us that's definitely not ready yet for the soft and the dry tires just in general. So Artem has to hold on for quite a bit more, as Bollum is overtaking Mebe here down the inside of turn 7 and 8 here, as Bollum makes a move stick. A very good move by him indeed. Let's see if Mebe is able to fight back. He doesn't. So Bollum here looking really, really good, as he's on fresh inters and doesn't have a time penalty. So like you said, Bollum and Artem, the two contenders for this win, as they're the only two drivers in the top 7 who don't have a penalty. So Bollum looking to make the move here, and Artem, will he make the move down to turn 3? I don't think he will, as he's just quite a bit behind. but Artem also has 30% more ERS than Bottom. Bottom gaining Artem, will he send it down the inside? No, he will not, he will just stick by and do a bit of a dummy. As Artem makes a mistake, he slides through turn 3. Let's see if Bottom is able to overtake him around the outside of turn 4. I don't think he will be able to, as Bottom has a bit of a moment out of turn 3 as well. But Artem getting under a lot of pressure from Bottom here. Will Bottom send it? No, he will not, as Artem makes another mistake, I think. He has been sliding into the corner. And Stills gets another 3-second time penalty as Artem nearly goes into the wall. He has a huge moment. Artem really struggling on those old compounded tires. And as you can see, Damiano is struggling as well. He isn't pulling away, while Artem is making mistakes every corner. So Damiano and Artem struggling on those old tires. They must hope for dry line very soon so they can pit to the soft compounded tires.
Yeah, it's looking now. The truck shouldn't take too long to ride. There goes someone in the pit lane. I think it was a back marker. That's Aiko in the pit lane again. Not sure if he's gonna retire. I hope he doesn't. But Beetham now very close to the back of Artem. Try and get that move done. Still, you can see even though of the tire difference, it's really difficult to overtake on these conditions. Artem trying to do his best to hold Beetham behind. Beetham is now trying all the way around the outside. Almost making contact there. Beetham thinks about a move there down the inside. And Artem slides. Artem has slided there and made a bad mistake. That is going to be Beetham up into second place of the race. Artem falls down into P6. Yeah, definitely. The guys that decided to stay out in this compound of tire made a very bad mistake. They should have pitted. I think it was pretty obvious they had to pit. They didn't. And now they are paying the price for it. Artem falls down into P8. And now Beetham is the one that looks in the better position to win this race. But how many penalties does Damiano have? He has 3 seconds. If Damiano pits now and in some way there is it rise up and he can build up that 3-second gap, then that could be his chance to win this race. But we gotta find out. I think at the moment Beetham is
Damiano, another penalty.
Yeah, he's got a penalty now.
6 seconds. So and Bottom is gaining around a second a lap, so Bottom looking really strong to win this race here. Damiano getting another penalty, which is not ideal for him at all. So even if Bottom gets a penalty, he will still be looking to win the race. And as it stands now, I think Damiano would actually drop outside the podium. Indeed, Jimmy right now looking for a potential P2 here, as he will overtake Damiano, Prof and Mebbe on penalties, as Ikkel gets a 3-second time penalty as well as Cyber retires. So if you just stay out, you're gonna have guaranteed points. Not ideal at all that so many drivers have retired in the pit lane, but we'll just carry on as Bottom is gaining a lot. He is already on 1.7 seconds and he started at 2.5 seconds at the starting of the lap, so he has already gained 7 tenths this lap. 1.6 seconds now is just counting every second. The gap gets smaller. It's at a purple sector 2 as well. He is absolutely flying as Bottom here. Will be looking to take the championship lead from McLeod, who isn't racing today. He just needs to finish second, but he is looking to pick up the race win here in Austria.
Yeah, Beetham now, as you say, in the best position, and without a penalty, now sets the fastest up with the race. Could well take all the points possible today on this race. 1.5 doesn't even need to close up the gap anymore. With how he is now, he will easily win the race. And meanwhile, as you said, Jimmy could be looking for a second place, but now he's got overtaken by his teammate. He's moved up into P5 of the race. Talus behind also on old tires, Bats on bit fresher tires than Talus, but still has not been able to overtake. Meanwhile, Artem decided to stay out after all on P9 of the race. If the track dried up quicker, then story would have been much different. But now Artem not even looking even for a podium today, and here in Aiko. How did Aiko close up that much?
No, it's glitched, because if you show the gap to the leader, then it's 1 minute 13 seconds. That's already what I thought as well. So Ikko is a lap behind there, which is not ideal for him, as we will just watch the two guys. Bottom 4 tenths behind, absolutely on the rear of Damiano here. Bottom looking very strong to win the race. Will he try to go for an overtake? He has around 20% more ERS as well than Damiano. Bottom looking very strong. and still setting very consistent lap times. The track drying up quite quickly now, so the fresher your tires, the more advantage you're gonna have, because the older tires are gonna overheat very quickly. As Ikkel sets a fast lap 10.5, the track is definitely getting dry now, but I don't think we will see drivers switch to the dry compounded tires, as Bottom tries to go down the inside of around the outside of turn 3, doesn't make 6, try to switch back, it doesn't work. Let's see if he overtakes Damiano on pure straight line speed. He actually does down the inside of turn 4. Very decent move by Bottom indeed. Leaves the space on the outside for Damiano as well. So very clean racing from these guys. Bottom taking the lead, and he looks to be running away with the victory here in Austria, as the track is still drying up and getting quicker every second that we are racing. As of course, Damiano right now would be looking to drop back around 3 positions, as he will drop a position to Prof, Mebbe and Jimmy. So right now Jimmy's on for provisional P2, and even Artem is on for a very good result, as a lot of people in front of him has time penalties. So if he manages to close up a bit more, he might actually get into a decent finishing position.
Well, 5 laps to go, and as you said, the only guys without penalties are Beetham, Jimmy, Bat Plus, and Artem. So that's how close the grid is. I think Bats could well be looking for a podium in here if the penalties are high. We haven't seen 6 seconds, 8 seconds, Prof and Meba with 3 seconds, and Carlos with 6 seconds. We might see a double podium for the Williams team in here. You know, Beetham has not been able to pull away from Damiano. Damiano still managing to stick there at the back of the Williams driver, and meanwhile, at the moment, no one has decided to pit for slick tires in these conditions, which I think could well be the right ones for the going for slicks. But with the number of laps remaining, I think the guys that are in the back of the pack could try and gamble it. Not many battling scenes. DRS enabled, DRS enabled. This could now make things interesting if someone decides to dive it in the pit lane and think about going for fresh tires. Will someone do? There goes Bats. Bats is going for it. Bats is gonna go for it. No, Jimmy picks a penalty. So Jimmy's picked up a penalty there, and that leaves us just with 3 drivers with no penalty. Why didn't Artem pit?
Because I don't think it's the right decision to pit actually. You will lose 20 seconds and you will have 3 seconds to make it up. But even on a fully dry track, Inters are only 3 seconds a lap slower than soft compounded tires. As Tails is making an overtake on Jimmy here. Good overtake by Tails. As Artem right now looking very good for a good point finish. Right now he will be looking to finish around P5, maybe P4 if he gains a few more tenths here. As Damiano might actually overtake Bottom here, as he has DRS again, so we'll have to watch it at the front. The track nearly being dry now, Bottom not gaining any time anymore. I don't think the drivers will pit for dry tires, as it's just not long enough to catch up anymore. So we'll have to keep an eye on Bats. Bats will definitely take the fastest lap, as he's on those softs, but I don't think he will gain 16 seconds. As someone is overtaking Jimmy and Fraser overtaking each other. I think Fraser has made a mistake. Fraser going into the pits here. He will have to serve a 5-second time penalty as well. As Prof gets overtaken by Men. As Damiano goes into the pits as well. And he gets a time penalty for speeding. Why are these guys boxing? It's only 3 more laps, guys.
I don't know if maybe they were fearing about a puncture, because those intermediate tires are pretty old. So I think puncture might be the actual reason they are pitting, because as you say, I don't see an explanation to pit with 3 laps to go.
Look at Artemis tires. Artemis tires are 22 laps old. He is absolutely driving on pretty much slick tires now. There's not much profile on those Inters anymore, I reckon. So as you can see, Damiano 12 seconds behind. He will have 2 laps to catch up, so 6 seconds a lap. But on qualifying laps, Inters are only around 3 seconds quicker than slower than softs. So Artem is actually looking. Let me actually check the penalties. Artem right now looking, and still Tellus is spun. That's Tellus around. That's no ideal. Artem up into P4. Right now Artem is looking for a provisional P3 after spinning and hitting Damiano here. He is looking to pick up a podium. CPI bottom absolutely running away with a 3-second gap now. Artem 1.8, he will actually push for his life to get inside the 3 seconds of Prof as well. He will need to gain around 7 tenths here to get into that 3-second window from Prof, as Bad Plus hits his fastest lap at 107.5. But we gotta remember, Ikko, his fastest lap on the Inters was at 110, only 3 seconds slower. So these guys are not gaining as much time. As right now, Damiano has gained 4 seconds in 1 lap. But that's not gonna be enough to close up to Artem. And he also has 11 seconds of time penalty. Of course, he sped in the pit lane.
Yeah, but I gotta say that the softs have done a really good impact now in this final lap of the race. Could get well interesting in the final lap. Also because, of course, the Inters will overheat and the softs will start getting better, finding more temperature, and we'll see what can happen in this final 2 laps of the race. I don't think anything is changing in the lead of the race, but could well get interesting. There goes Damiano right at the back of Thales. Thales won't be able to do anything about it. There's just 1 more lap to go, but there goes Damiano around the outside of Thales, gets the move done. Thales, nothing he can really do about it. There goes Damiano, 4.4 seconds behind Artem. As you say, I don't think he's gonna catch. He takes fastest lap of the race, though. Maybe also getting the move done on Thales. Bats is also gonna get the Red Bull driver into the final lap, but as you said, I don't think really anything is gonna change in here. If there was 1 or 2 more laps, then maybe the result would have been a totally different one, but with just 1 lap to go, Bisam is safe in that lead of the race with 3.8 seconds ahead of Prof. Damiano closing up the gap quickly to Artem. He might overtake him, but still with all those penalties, he's not gonna be sitting on the podium today. You know, Artem losing a lot of time. I think he got a puncture.
He's just struggling a lot. He is struggling a lot. His tires are really dead right now, but he can just let Damiano pass. As Artem is off track actually, and he gets 3-second time penalty as well, so he's gonna lose the position to Betts as well. So Artem absolutely throwing away his podium here. He would have been on P4 actually. Right now he will drop down to he will stay in P5 actually. So Artem defending for his life in the final corner as actually they collide. I think Artem is lagging a lot as actually Bottom has won the race. Really well done by Bottom as we absolutely missed them. We was looking at the back of the field as Jimmy is spun across the line. Damiano taking the fastest lap in the end. Bad Plus taking P4 as I can't see the final results here. As Bottom takes the win, Prof in P2, Jimmy in P3, Bad Plus in P4, Artem P5, Mebe P6, Damiano P7, Telles P8, Fraser P9 and Ikko P10.
Well, I gotta say it was a really fun race to be the first race I've commentated, and well, Bisam has won. Really solid driving by him, got involved in that incident in lap 1, which gave him a 5-second penalty, still came over that and, well, served that penalty, then the safety car helped him as well, got the right call of every moment in the race, and now he's managed to win this Austrian Grand Prix, and of course will be taken into the lead of the championship now.
Bottom has taken the championship lead, so we officially have a new championship leader here. I think Bottom is now leading by around 9 points. So as you can see, the final race result here. Let me actually clip that for the standings. As you can see, Damiano losing a lot of positions, losing 5 positions from a starting grid. As you can see, Jimmy from P15 from last on the grid to a podium. Prof from P13 to a podium, and Bottom from P6 to a win. So very well done by those guys. Betts gets a nice finish as well in the end, because he doesn't pick up any penalties. So well done by Betts. Arne picking up, of course, a penalty in the final lap, which doesn't help him at all, as Telle is having a bad racer, as of course he had the damage and had to box and then stayed out again. So that's not ideal. As this was Group 1 in Austria. I think next weekend is Japan. Of course, with PSGL releasing the new calendar, I will actually read it out for you. We have Japan, then Imola, then Spa, then Jeddah, and then Mexico. So that's the calendar, and then we will have 4 more races, which are still unknown after that. As it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate with you, David. I won't be the main commentator for Group 1. I think David will, right?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to commentating in the next rounds. But yeah, it was really fun to do alongside you. I think we both did a really good job, and well, race was good. itself, so it's helped a lot as well. So I guess not sure if we'll commentate again together, as you said, but well, I'll definitely be back. Maybe I'll see you on track the next time.
Yeah, of course. Normally I'm a driver here, but I just didn't do any practice, so I decided to commentate with David here. As I don't know if you have anything else to say. Otherwise, we'll just end the stream here as the race is over, and we'll just see you guys next week at Japan, I guess.
Yeah, no, I really don't have anything else to say. Just thanks to all for this race. I think you made all to the drivers very entertaining. Also, thanks to Eichel for the opportunity to commentate. And thanks to Jonah as well for the same. He also gave me the opportunity to be in here, and well, we'll be looking forward to commentating next time.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to commentate with you, mate. And thank you to all the viewers that were in the chat as well and watching the race here. And we will be looking to forward to see you again next week in Japan.